Hey, this is Vivi and welcome to my channel, a place where we talk about personal finances, personal development, and our journey towards financial freedom. This video is actually part of a series called Starting 2021 the Right Way, which is basically a personal finance training that I put together for you guys. So if you just happen to find this video, make sure that you go back to my channel and look for the playlist so that you can take advantage of the full training. Today I'm going to talk about ways that you might be sabotaging yourself regarding your finances. I'm gonna show you different ways that you might be sabotaging yourself, and the idea behind this is for you to play detective. So once you see that you might be failing in this specific ways that I'm telling you, then you can go back to yesterday's video, which is your money mindset, and play detective to see where's the root, where is this coming from, so that you could take action in the opposite direction. So the first way that you might be sabotaging yourself is by spending more than you make and staying in debt. These things are tied up together. The only way that you can spend more than you make is by using debt, by using credit. Maybe you're taking on loans, or maybe you're using your credit cards and you're not paying them in full. You're not able to pay them in full. You can just pay a part of it. Usually, if you're spending more than you make, chances are is that it is through the use of credit cards, and credit cards is bad. It's considered bad debt. If you want to dive a little bit more into this, go check out my video. It's called Let's Talk About Debt, Baby. That way you can get more information regarding this. Another way is by constantly acquiring new credit and new bad debt. So maybe you're constantly getting new debt. You're applying to new credit cards. Maybe you're getting a new car financing. Again, you're just getting into debt over and over again, and it seems to be a lifestyle choice. Like, you'll always have debt, and that is not good. Now, there might be the case that maybe you're not getting new debt. You have your credit cards, or you have your loans or whatever, but you're just paying the minimums. You're not making an effort to get out of debt, especially after learning that having debt is not good for you. You still don't take action to get out of it as soon as you can. So that's also a way that you might be sabotaging yourself. So in all of the things that I've described right now, you're basically being careless with your money. You're not really being responsible. You're just doing the bare minimum, and that is not good. The second way is by having scarcity mentality. And this shows actually in an opposite way. You're not careless with your money. You're actually maybe too careful with it. So you're always afraid. Maybe you're even a little bit stingy because you fear that you're gonna run out of it, or you fear that you're not gonna make enough to cover whatever it is that you want to cover. You're holding tight to it, and this action comes mainly from fear. And something that I've learned is that nothing good comes from fear. We're not called to live in fear, we're called to live in freedom. When you have scarcity mentality as well, out of fear, you miss out on opportunities. So maybe the opportunity of investing in yourself or investing in something, that's another way that you might be missing out. You might be missing out on opportunities that might lead you at some point to actually even make more and reach your full potential when it comes to your finances. Another way that scarcity mentality might show up in your life is by not being generous. If you haven't seen my video, Does Giving Money Away Make You Rich? Go and see it, because giving money away, it actually helps you. And there's studies that back up the fact that when you give money, it actually helps you make more money. I don't know why this works. Actually, I do install in that video, so go check it out. But it does. So by you having this scarcity mentality, by being stingy, by not being generous, this is actually playing against you. I know it might sound counterintuitive, but it is playing against you, and you are sabotaging yourself by having this mindset. Now, the last way that I wanted to share with you of ways that you might be sabotaging yourself is by having low self-esteem. So basically having low self-worth. And this affects you in 3 different ways. The first way is that you might be giving more than you can actually afford. When you have low self-esteem, low self-worth, low self-love, you find yourself with the need of basically being needy to have other people love you, begging for love. And the way that you beg for love, I'm not saying that this is the case always, but this is a way that it might express itself, is by giving and giving, because you feel that if you give more, then you'll be loved more. And you give to the point that you can't sustain it. You're giving more than what you can actually afford. And you're basically being enslaved by other people's opinions or approvals. Why? Because of your self-love. You don't know how to set limits. Maybe people ask you constantly and you don't know how to say no. And you just keep giving even though it's harming yourself. So you need to remember, like in airplanes, the air hostess always says, in case of emergencies and when the oxygen masks come down, make sure that you put your mask first before you try to help someone else. You need to remember that. You need to do that first. If you want to help someone else, financially, you need to make sure that you take care of yourself financially first before you try helping others, especially if you want to do it in a sustainable way. So that's the way that lack of self-love, self-worth, self-esteem can affect you financially. The second way is that when you have low self-worth, it might express itself by having this need of proving your worth to others. And you do that by flaunting material possessions or flaunting how much you can spend. So maybe it is by trying to keep up with the Joneses, or maybe it's just trying to keep up with your friends and going to expensive restaurants or buying expensive things that you just can't afford, or going to expensive trips just so you can post it all over Instagram, but you cannot afford it and it's actually harming you financially. But you feel the need to do that because you don't feel worthy enough. And I've experienced this, so this is not coming from a place of judgment, it's coming from a place of awareness that I realized. And you might be spending more than what you can actually afford, and that is straining you financially. And the last way that having low self-esteem, self-worth can affect you financially is that when you don't know your worth, you don't ask for it. So if you have low self-worth, you settle for being paid less than what you are worth. Whether it is that you know you're worth more, but because you're just scared that you might disappoint someone, you don't ask. Why? Because you're seeking for others' approval, because you have low self-esteem. Or maybe you don't even see the worth in your work. You don't value it, and because you don't value it, you charge less. But if you actually try to be objective and make research and look at the salaries of people that do what you do, turns out you're making less, but you just don't see it. And that comes from lack of self-worth. What do you do if you realize that you're sabotaging yourself? It all starts in the mind. So go back to the video about money mindset and try to find the root cause of where this is coming from. Once you find the root cause of where this is coming from, then you can take action against it. So for example, say the root cause is that you've experienced loss of money before and now you're scared of saving or taking action for you to be in a better place financially. Then you just need to switch your mindset, and you might have these thoughts in your subconscious. So for example, you're thinking you're going to lose money. Why save if you're going to lose money? And this might be in your subconscious. You're not really actively thinking about it, but you realize that that's the root cause. Then you need to consciously say the opposite. I'm gonna make more money. I'm not gonna lose money. I'm gonna build my wealth. Say the opposite and repeat yourself. It might sound silly, but when you speak these things, it trains your subconscious and then it replaces those thoughts eventually. But you need to be constantly repeating yourself. You might sound like a little parrot, but that's okay. That's how you do it. Why? Because your thoughts determine your feelings determine your actions, and your actions will determine your results. So I really hope that this makes sense and this really helps you in your journey towards your financial freedom. Make sure that you like this video. If you did, share it with someone else that might find this helpful. And if you haven't done so yet, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you get a notification the next time that I post a video. And that is all for today. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.